So you finally got your dream interview for the dream job that you will have, but you don't really know what to expect, what to do, and how to behave on that. If that is the case, then I have something just for you. I got you covered. I will go through the three main steps that are in the interview and how to behave during those. So without further ado, let's just get right into it. So the three main steps that are in an interview is, first, you've got your first impression, then we've got the meat of the interview, the technical questions, and the exercise that you will need to do. And third, we've got the closure or the closing of our interview, where we can then leave our last impression and impress our interviewers. So let's go through it, and I will guide you on how to behave on each of those. So for first impression, make sure you are as presentable as you can, no matter whether it's in an online environment or in the office. If you're in the online environment and it's a remote interview, then make sure that first of all, nobody interrupts you. There is no dog barking in the background. Your mom or partner doesn't go into your room to tell you about the dishes or throwing the trash out. So to make sure that you are just taken seriously and you are taking this seriously, so that the interviewer trusts you more. And then a good tip that I can give you, because there will be some small talk, of course. Good tip that I can give you is, first of all, stack out the people that are interviewing you. Because most likely in the email preceding the interview, you will get who will be actually with you on the interview. So in order to really use that, first of all, start them out on LinkedIn, get to know what they do, how long they have been with the company, and what is their position. And second of all, really get to know what the company does. For example, you can have a company that does things around, let's say, horses or anything like that. So make sure that you know what the company actually does for those horses, so that it's easier for you to really connect with them. And most likely, for example, they will ask you, how did you get to know them, etc. So you can tell, hey, yeah, I like your product, or even better, use their product, download their application, see what it does, and then you can even tell what do you like about it or why. And bonus points, if you know which team you are interviewing for, you can then say, yeah, I've used this feature for this particular thing that this team is responsible for. And then you can tell maybe that you like it or you're looking forward to working on it. Those are like some very, very small things. They will take you about an hour to, first of all, Google the people that you're interviewing, Google the product, install the application. So it's very easy and can have a very big payoff whenever we are talking about making those people like you, because at the end of the day, they are just people. So make yourself presentable, make it sure that you will succeed due to the fact that you will have no distractions, and then try to be likable. Try to get to know what they like, try to get to know how to really get a little bit under their skin so that it's easier. For technical part, it will most likely be divided into two stages. First of them will be technical questions, and here I can't really help much apart from tell you, prepare for it. Know what are the questions most commonly asked, get to know actually what will be needed out of you, and then answer that. Be as sure of your responses as you would ever be. So make sure that you don't really forget anything, etc., etc. So try to be as prepared as you possibly can. Because the second part is the part that actually a lot of people are worried about. And not without a reason, right? Because this is the technical part, the exercises part, where you will be doing some work on it. And thankfully, I also have some tips for you that have worked wonders for me and can work wonders for you. First of all, the most important thing is get to know what are the inputs, what are the restrictions of the particular task that you have. For example, what is the size of an array? What are the inputs that I can get? What is the time that it should be solved into? For example, big N, big O of N, or big O of log N, or anything like that. Getting to know the details of the particular task can be very important, because you are showing your recruiter that you know what you're talking about. You know what to expect, what to watch out for. So this is very important. Ask questions first about the thing. And there is never a question, or rather an exercise that you won't be able to ask questions to. But be careful here and don't ask stupid questions like, what is a string? Yeah, you don't really want to ask questions like that. But if we're talking about questions about the input size and type of input, then of course it's a good question, but don't try to overdo it. Whenever you are done with this, then we can proceed to the particular solution that you want to create. And here, first, start talking through the problem, start proposing some solutions and trying to find out what would be the good one, and choose one before actually writing out the code. First, talk it through, get the recruiter inside your head, so let them in your head and let them know what you are thinking and why you are thinking something. For example, I want to use a hash map for this particular case because of this and that. Or I want to use a linked list because I know we'll be deleting things a lot, so it's way cheaper than using an array list. Something along those lines. And then don't forget about how to write out the code in such situations. So first make it fast, first make it work, then make it clean, last make it fast. So sorry for the confusion, but still it's very important to make it work first, because at the end of the day, they want to not really maybe get the answer out of you about the particular task, because most likely the people that are recruiting you know how to solve it. You're not coming to them as an expert trying to solve something. They want to know what you are thinking, what is your problem solving skill to actually try to fix those things, right? And your programming knowledge as well. So make sure that you first make it work, because this is the most important part of it. Then see what can you make better, like what can you make cleaner, what methods can you introduce to make it cleaner and more maintainable. And then, last but not least, try to optimize it for performance, or maybe for some memory print, or anything along those lines. So try to really structure it this way, because you will be stressed out. This is completely normal. So make sure that you make it work first. In any way, it can be ugly, it can be very, very stupidly written, but as long as it works, that's what matters. Then you can make it pretty, and then you can make it fast. So if you make it through this stage and everything is nice, and then you've gotten through all the questions, then there is actually the closing type, right? This is the part where you get to ask the question to your interviewers and get to know them a little bit. So here actually a little bit of people psychology works wonders. For example, you can ask, what do they like the most about the company where they work? So if they don't like the company, then it's very, very hard to actually ask any questions, because they will be very grumpy. But let's say they do like the company that they work at. So asking this question will, first of all, make them associate yourself with what they like with the company, and asking questions such as, if I were to be hired today, how would you use my skills, for example, or what I would be learning first, so to maximize my impact. So this is kind of tricking them into thinking of you as a potential employee already. So this could work wonders for you if we're talking about some people psychology. So make sure to ask some questions that are not super intrusive and are not really fake. So if you liked something or you didn't like something about the application, even that you have downloaded from their own site, then you can even say it. Ask what are the biggest issues with the code, so that you know what to expect going into the job. So those are very, very good tips that can make people like you. So to sum it up, everything that is going here, because I'm hoping that at the end of this process, you will actually just walk out and just wait for the confirmation that you got the job, for which I'm holding my thumbs very, very tightly so that it works out for you. But to sum it up, so that you can also refer to it as a shorter list, first of all, first impression, make sure that you're not interrupted, that everything is working properly, you are set up with your IDE, if it's, for example, online interview, and nobody can disturb you in this time, so that you can prioritize the interview. And then, of course, make yourself as presentable as you possibly can. Second, for technical part, be confident, know what you're talking about. If you don't know something, just say that you don't know. It is also very, very mature to say so. And then, if we're talking about technical questions and technical exercise, first make it work, second make it pretty, third make it fast, and in that order. And don't forget to ask a lot of questions. And for the third part, just make them like you. That is the best thing, the best tip that I can give you. So try to not be a stranger, initiate some small talk, ask them what they like or not like, or use the questions that I have just provided to you. With that being said, all the best for your interviews. Good luck, and I'm hoping that soon you will get your dream job. Thank you very much, and see you in the next video.